What makes a driver stand out when everyone is on equal footing? In the world of racing, Ayrton Senna showed that pure skill can overcome any challenge. In an event where everyone used identical cars, he proved that the true differentiator is not the machine but the talent behind the wheel. Let's discover how Senna redefined what it means to be a gearhead in the world of motorsport. Senna's dominance. In the highly competitive world of Formula One, Ayrton Senna emerged as a phenomenon, defying the odds. Imagine this, a young, practically unknown driver competing against veterans and world champions. And what did he do? He won. In a race where all drivers were in identical cars, Senna showed the world that pure skill and adaptability can outperform any technological advantage. He proved that a true gearhead doesn't just rely on powerful machines but on an intuitive understanding of racing dynamics. This moment marked the beginning of an era where natural talent shone above all else. What makes Senna even more fascinating is how he approached each turn. Each straight with almost surgical precision. He wasn't just a driver. He was an artist at the wheel, painting each lap with skill and determination. Imagine a painter who uses each brushstroke with purpose, knowing exactly where each color should be to create the perfect masterpiece. Senna did just that, but his canvas was the asphalt of the circuit, and his brush was the steering wheel. He understood what many gearheads are still trying to decipher. The art of mastering a machine and letting it become an extension of his own body. And so, the 1984 race became a stage where Senna showcased his innate talent to the world. He not only won but did so in a way that even the most skeptical couldn't ignore his potential. For those who watched, it was clear they were witnessing something special, a new era in Formula One where human skill began to stand out again. And this leads us to the next big event, a definitive test that would pit Senna against some of the greatest names in motorsport. Race of Champions 1984. In 1984, the newly built Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit became the setting for a memorable race, the Race of Champions. This was no ordinary race, it was a celebration of motorsport, bringing together 20 of the best drivers in the world, including 9 Formula One champions. Each driver had a clear objective, to showcase their skill behind the wheel on equal terms. It was a rare opportunity where established names and young talents like Ayrton Senna competed side by side, all driving identical Mercedes 190E cars. Imagine the tension and adrenaline of that moment. A pure and fair competition where only skill would define the winner. The 1984 Race of Champions highlighted something many gearheads already know: the car is only part of the equation. Yes, they were driving powerful and meticulously prepared machines, but there at Nürburgring, the decisive factor was the driver. Every turn, every acceleration, every brake. All details became a battlefield where strategies and technical control were tested to the limit. It was like watching a high-speed chess game where every move could mean the difference between victory and defeat. And Senna, with his incredible ability to adapt, quickly stood out in this competitive environment. This event not only celebrated the new circuit but also shed light on the future of motorsport. Drivers like Senna demonstrated that it wasn't just about competing. It was about understanding every nuance of the race and exploiting every opportunity to gain an advantage. This was the moment when it became clear that the real battle was just beginning. And this leads us to take a closer look at the identical cars that made this race so unique and revealing. Identical cars. In the 1984 Race of Champions, all drivers faced a rare and intriguing challenge, competing in identical cars, specifically the Mercedes 190E, with similar modifications to enhance safety and performance. This scenario created a true arena where the driver's talent was the only deciding factor. For many gearheads, this is what makes motorsport so fascinating. A competition where everyone has the same tools, and the real differentiator is the skill of the person behind the wheel. It was a unique opportunity to see who truly mastered the art of driving without any mechanical advantage. The identical cars forced the drivers to focus on the pure essence of driving. Imagine being in the cockpit, knowing there is no technological advantage in your favor. Just you, the machine, and the track. For some, this could be intimidating. For others, like Ayrton Senna, it was the perfect scenario to showcase their mastery. He turned this level playing field into a platform to demonstrate that, regardless of the machine, what truly matters is the intuitive connection between the driver and the car. The ability to feel each turn, each slide, and adjust in real time is what set Senna apart from the rest. This race format provided a rare chance to observe pure skill without distractions. And what was revealed was nothing short of spectacular. Drivers who relied on mechanical advantage found a leveled playing field and had to quickly adjust their strategies. The race proved that when everyone has the same car, true talent is what makes the difference. But how did Senna gain this advantage? It was his unique driving technique, a skill that would stand out even more in the next topic that details his impeccable style at the wheel. Senna's driving technique. Ayrton Senna was known for his unparalleled driving technique, a skill that stood out especially when all other factors were equal. In the race of champions, he showed absolute control over his car, demonstrating a driving style that was both smooth and incredibly precise. Every turn he made seemed like a choreographed dance, where each move was calculated to the millimeter. For gearheads, watching Senna in action was like watching a master craftsman at work. Someone who understood every detail of his craft with a depth that few can achieve. The secret behind Senna's technique lay in his ability to maximize the available grip in any situation. He knew exactly when to accelerate, when to brake, and how to use the car's weight to his advantage to make faster, more efficient turns. This skill wasn't just instinctive but also the result of hard work and a meticulous understanding of the physics involved in driving a race car. He managed to do what many gearheads aspire to, make the car an extension of himself. A tool he could manipulate with almost supernatural precision. Senna was able to demonstrate that even on a level playing field, pure technique could overcome any advantage. And this technique was not just about control but also about adaptation. He had the ability to adjust his driving style in real time, responding to track conditions and the behavior of the cars around him with an ease that seemed almost magical. This ability to adapt would be a continuous theme in Senna's career, setting him even further apart from his fellow drivers. And this leads us to a deeper analysis of his driving skills, exploring every detail that made him one of the greatest of all time. Analysis of driving skills. A detailed analysis of Ayrton Senna's driving skills reveals much more than just control and precision. What really set him apart was his ability to make subtle, almost imperceptible adjustments during the race. He knew that every steering movement, every pedal press could make the difference between maintaining optimal grip or losing control. For gearheads, it's like understanding the value of adjusting torque at the right time or knowing when to adjust tire pressure to optimize traction. These nuances are what truly define a master behind the wheel. Senna demonstrated absolute control over the car with smooth and calculated movements. He never pushed the car beyond its limits. Instead, he made the most of every ounce of grip the car offered, maintaining a driving line that seemed almost impossible to replicate. This required not just technical skill but also a deep knowledge of how a car reacts under different conditions. This analysis reveals that Senna wasn't just driving the car. He was anticipating every turn, every change on the track, as if he could predict what was coming next. He excelled at making what many considered impossible look easy. For those looking to improve their driving skills, understanding Senna's style is a valuable learning exercise. He teaches us that driving isn't just about speed, it's about control, balance, and most importantly, adaptation. By studying his technique, aspiring gearheads can learn to apply these principles in their own driving practices, whether on a racetrack or on everyday roads. And it's exactly this comparison with other drivers that shows us just how unique and adaptable his style really was, which we will discuss next. Comparison with other drivers. When we compare Ayrton Senna with other drivers, the difference in his approach and technique becomes evident. While many drivers relied on their racing strategies or their overtaking skills, Senna stood out for his ability to maintain a clean and effective line, saving precious seconds on every lap. He wasn't just fast, he was efficient. For gearheads, this is like the difference between a well-tuned engine that offers raw power and a finely tuned engine that delivers that power with maximum efficiency, making the most of every drop of fuel and every inch of the track. Other drivers tried to imitate his style, but few managed to replicate his mastery. They could have the same car and the same conditions, but they didn't have the same sensitivity at the wheel that Senna had. He had a unique talent for feeling the track and the car, knowing exactly where and how to make adjustments to maximize performance. While some drivers were known for their aggressiveness and will to win at any cost, Senna was known for his racing intelligence. He knew that every move counted and that patience was often as important as speed. Senna's style highlighted the importance of adaptation and constant learning, skills that put him a step ahead of the rest. He shows us that even in motorsport, where equipment plays a significant role, the skill and adaptability of the driver can make all the difference. This comparison makes it clear that true mastery at the wheel goes beyond technique. It involves a deep understanding of the car and the track, something Senna had in abundance. And so we conclude this analysis of how a single driver changed the way we see motorsport forever. Now that you understand what made Ayrton Senna stand out as one of the greatest drivers of all time, how about applying the same level of dedication and skill in your own life? Whether on the track, in business, or any other challenge, seeking total control and constant improvement can be the key to success. And if you're a true gearhead, you can't miss our latest video on how Audi revolutionized Le Mans with its V12 diesel engine. Click to watch and dive even deeper into the fascinating world of motorsport. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new content. Let's explore and learn more together.